This week, one name made a lot of headlines. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. You must have read about her. She's the first woman to become the Director General of the World Trade Organization. Okonjo-Iweala is 66 years old. She was born in Nigeria. She graduated from Harvard, holds a PhD from MIT. She went on to become the first woman finance minister of Nigeria and also the first woman to head the foreign ministry. While serving as Nigeria's foreign minister, kidnappers had taken her mother hostage. They reportedly wanted her to resign from office. Okonjo-Iweala did not. Her mother was released in 5 days. Okonjo-Iweala is also a renowned economist. She spent 25 years in the World Trade Organization and was the first woman to run for its presidency. The Trump administration was against her election. Joe Biden, the current US president, backed her. Today, she's the first woman to head the World Trade Organization. Okonjo-Iweala has made history, and that's reason to cheer. What's not is that she is the exception, not the norm. This very week, another woman from Africa made headlines. Angie Motshekga. She is South Africa's education minister. She said educated men do not rape. After being hit by a storm of rebukes, the minister clarified. Her spokesperson, in fact, spoke to WION and said all that the minister meant was this. She was only trying to motivate students to go to school. Here's something else that happened this week. A video emerged from Brazil. It captured a lawmaker touching a female colleague inappropriately. This man is Fernando Cury, the state deputy of Sao Paulo. Watch this video to see what happened next. This happened on the 16th of December. The video went viral this week. The male lawmaker denies any wrongdoing, but the world can see what he did. He says he did not harass his colleague. All he wanted to do was offer a hug. This man is now being probed for sexual harassment, and rightly so. Also this week, a woman in Australia said that she was raped in the country's parliament. The woman said the incident happened in the office of Australia's defence minister in March 2019. The alleged rapist belongs to the party of the Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison. The woman could not file a complaint, she said, because she was scared about the repercussions it would have on her career. Morrison apologised this week. He said that he would ensure that any young woman working in Parliament is as safe as possible. Then something happened in Japan. A woman was elected as the Tokyo 2020 chief, Seiko Hashimoto. She was a minister for Olympics. She has resigned to fill the position of Tokyo 2020 chief after former Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihiro Mori was forced to resign over sexist comments. Remember what he said? Women speak too much at meetings. So to compensate for the blunder, Tokyo 2020 was given a woman chief. But here's what happened next. The country's ruling party floated a proposal. This is the ruling party of Japan. It said that women will be invited to attend key meetings of the party, but there's a clause. These women must not speak. They can only, quote unquote, look at the kind of discussion and submit their opinion afterwards. Be mute spectators. You see, we're still dictated and dominated by patriarchy. It's everywhere from grassroots to parliament, and especially on social media. While some women are elected to office, their role is limited to departments like family, children, social affairs, environment, and I'm not undermining any of these sectors. All I'm asking is, why aren't more women heading ministries like foreign affairs, industry, transport, trade? Then there are instances where a lawmaker is judged for the clothes she wears to parliament. This too happened in Brazil, also in India. We live in a world where 37 countries have passport restrictions specific to women. 17 countries restrict women from traveling without permission. In 18 countries, a woman needs her husband's permission to work. How will a woman access her rightful place in public life, fight sexism and patriarchy, if she does not even have the right to make these basic decisions? If she is told to just listen and look and not to speak as a precondition to attend meetings? As we head into the weekend, let this be some food for thought. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.